from volume and surface area. Let's look at question number 9. Question number 9 shows a prism and it has a trapezium as the base, right? So when we're talking about this trapezium, it has 8 plus 12 as the parallel sides, and the height will be 6 and this will be multiplied by half in order to give us the area of this trapezium. So what they've asked is the volume of the prism. The volume of the prism would be base area into length, which gives us the value of this multiplied by 7. Half into 8 plus 12 into 6 into 7. This gives us volume. Now when we're looking at surface area, which is part B, this will resemble a cuboid in a sense. However, it will have 6 faces, right? It will have 6 faces, 2 of which will be trapeziums, which is this one and the one at the back, which will show as such, right? And then we have one face which is going here, right? So this is looking at this trapezium. We have this rectangle at the back, the rectangle at the base, the rectangle which is the front, and the rectangle which is the top. Oops. So when we're looking at these 4 rectangles, the one at the back, which is 6 times 8, the one at the bottom, which is 12 times 7, the one which is in the front, which is 7 times this length. Now in order to find this length, what do we have to do? We'll have to find the length, this length, right? So what do? We have this line and we have this line. Now we can discern that this is a right angle, which we can make contact from here. So we can expand that here. So if this is a right angle triangle and this is 6, and by difference of lengths this is 4, we can find this length by the Pythagoras theorem, which gives us a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared, right? Whereby a is under root b squared plus c squared, which gives us 6 and 4 squared is equal to this length, which we will call x for the time being. Therefore this length will be 7 times x, right? Now 36 and 16, which gives us the value of under root 52. Under root 52, which gives us 7.2. So we have 7 bracket 7.2, right? And then we have the two trapeziums, which will be 2 multiplied by half into 8 plus 12 into 6, and we'll add all of these together in order to find the surface area. Why did we have 2 here? Is because we have one of these trapeziums here and one of these trapeziums at the back. Looking on to another question. Question number 10, which says volume of the prism and the surface area of the correct 3 significant figures. Okay, what will be the formula that we'll be using here? It shows a prism again and it shows that this length is equal to this length. So this is what we can discern from just looking at the image. Okay, so what is the volume of the prism? The volume of the prism would be this area multiplied by the length. Okay, so when we do that, what do we get? We get half into 10 plus 14 multiplied by the height, which is 8, and we get this multiplied by the length, which is 11. So there is our volume, right? Now when we're looking at the surface area, again, what do we do for surface area? We have this length, right, which is going to be mirrored on this side. Oops. Which is going to be mirrored on this side. So we have 2 of these, which will be again multiplied by x, 11 times x, right? Then we'll have this length, which is 10 times 11, and we'll have the base, which is 14 times 11, and we'll have 2 of these, which is 11x, so we'll multiply that by 2, and we'll find x in a bit, and this side, which will be the area of the prism, and again it will be 2 because there's one at the back as well. So the one at the back, and this will equal to 2 bracket half multiplied by 10 plus 14 into the height, which is 8, right? Now how do we find this length x? Again, we'll be using Pythagoras theorem, which right, when we have this, so we have 8 here, and then we can see that 10 is here, and these two are equal, so therefore these two lengths are equal, so this would be 2 and this would be 2, because we have a difference of 4 which will be divided on both sides. So we have 2 and 8, right? Now applying Pythagoras, we get 8 square plus 2 square under root, which gives us 8.24, right? Now when we have 8.24 or 8.25, right? So 8.25 is the length, whereby this is now 8.25 into 11, and this is going to be taken twice because we have one here and we have one on the back, and then we have the trapezium, which is which is 2 into half into 10 plus 14 into 8. Now question number 11, what does question 11 say? It says the radius of the end of a cylinder is 7 centimeters. It is 17 centimeters in length. The volume of the cylinder, give your answers next to. Okay, the surface area, correct to 3 figures. Okay, so this is simply, when we're talking about volume, it is pi r squared into height or length, whatever you take this as. So this could be pi r square L or pi r square H, depending on the orientation. Here it would be L, so you get pi r squared, which is 7, and multiply that by 17. So that's the volume. But when we're talking about surface area, we have this circle. If we open this up as a net diagram, we have two circles. We have two circles, right? And then when we open this up, we get a rectangle in between. Right? And when we see that this rectangle, okay, so this side would be L, which is 17, right? And then we have this length. This length would be equal to 2 pi r. If you recall what 2 pi r is, 2 pi r is the circumference of the circle. So when this rolls around and forms a cylinder, this length is equal to the circumference of this cylinder. So we have 2 pi r square, 2 pi r multiplied by 17, which could be L or H, depending 2 pi r multiplied by 17, which is L or H, depending on the orientation. So here it's L. Then you multiply that by 2 pi r squared. Why is it pi r squared twice? Because you have one area here, which is pi r squared, and one here, which is again pi r squared. So you have two circles and rectangle in between, which has one length as the circumference of the circle which it is wrapped around in order to form a cylinder. So you have 2 pi r L added to 2 pi r square, which would give you 2 pi multiplied by 7 multiplied by 17 plus 2 pi multiplied by 7 square, which would give you the surface area. And then we have question number 12. Question number 12 is a similar question, whereby the volume would be pi r square L and the surface area would be 2 pi r L plus 2 pi r squared. I hope that is enough, and you can solve these questions for cylinders and trapezoid prisms.